Hey guys, it's Paradise, and did you know that The Witcher 3 and Final Fantasy XIV have directly influenced Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay, and you've probably benefited from it already? Well, today we're diving into the final IGN first articles which break down how crossovers have shaped the latest Monster Hunter entry. It turns out, while working on these collabs for World, the dev team discovered mechanics and features that fit into Monster Hunter surprisingly well, so they've made their way into Wilds. So throughout this video, we're going to talk about collabs in general, as well as the juicy tidbits of information from the article, especially since we've seen some comments of people saying they don't like collabs. Personally, we think collabs are a part of Monster Hunter's identity and we love them. They're a celebration of not just Monster Hunter, but some of our other favorite games as well. It's easy to forget that Monster Hunter was pioneering crossovers long before Fortnite ever became mainstream in gaming. They've been a core part of the franchise for generations, and that said, we have seen some pushback, with people saying they don't want collabs in Wilds. One comment specifically that we remember was arguing that Wilds should stay pure from collabs for at least a year or two. But before we jump into that discussion, let's break down what IGN revealed and how these crossovers actually shaped Monster Hunter Wilds. But we do have to ask if you like the concept of collabs in Monster Hunter as well. In the IGN first article titled How Worlds, Final Fantasy XIV and The Witcher 3 collabs inspired Monster Hunter Wilds, Casey speaks about some of the features that worked their way into the mechanics of Wilds. The first is the move pop-up names that we found incredibly useful as not only players but also guide makers, as they make it easier to illustrate the current move that's being performed and the combo flow. This came about as a request from Yoshi P, the head developer on Final Fantasy XIV and XVI during the Final Fantasy XIV collab for World. That was just after the reveal. Yoshi P requested that the names of moves being performed are displayed similar to how it works in some MMOs. If you haven't played the crossover, this was one of the most notable with the Behemoth fight, where you could see the names of some of the biggest moves being performed. So we have to thank Yoshi P for this one, because it is hugely helpful for us when it comes to onboarding and aiding new players, or for players that are switching to new weapons. But the Final Fantasy collab wasn't the only collaboration to have a major impact on the next Monster Hunter game, as the reason we actually have a talking main character in Wilds is because of a test that was done in World with the Witcher 3 collab. Tokuda already had the idea of a speaking protagonist in Monster Hunter, but the Witcher 3 Geralt gave the team the chance to really experiment with it. In the article, Tokuda talks about how the collab made them confident in implementing it into Wilds. As he said, "We saw a lot of players really enjoy the dialogue-driven gameplay in the Witcher 3 collaboration. It made us think about how we could evolve the Monster Hunter experience by making the protagonists more involved in the world around them. We weren't actively developing Wilds when we released the Witcher 3 crossover, but we were already thinking ahead. It was an opportunity to see if players liked a more involved narrative, and the response was overwhelmingly positive." So the dev team being able to experiment with new and quirky ideas as part of collaborations is just a great byproduct, which is another positive for them being included in Monster Hunter. One of the first collabs to hit Monster Hunter was a collaboration with Pizza Hut, where you could earn yourself these Pizza Hut longswords. Throughout the history of Monster Hunter, particularly with Monster Hunter 3 onwards, there has been some crazy collaborations. For example, have you seen the Monster Hunter Frontier X Evangelion crossover? Players could earn a full Ava armor suit complete with weapons and even characters from the anime. Imagine rolling up to a hunt dressed as an Ava Unit 01, swinging a progressive knife at a Rathalos. It's absolutely crazy stuff that we are totally here for, and it helps give Monster Hunter that quirky but charming feel. But that is just one example of collabs that Monster Hunter have had in the past. They've even brought in Attack on Titan, where you're literally swinging ODM gear, and a ton of other anime crossovers, meaning that they can get really out there. And let's talk about the Nintendo collabs. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate let you fully gear up as Link, with a Master Sword and the Hylian Shield included. Even Animal Crossing got one, with Palicos dressing up as Isabelle or Rossetti, because nothing says fearsome hunter like a tiny angry mole sidekick. One of our favorites though was in Monster Hunter Generations, which let you hunt monsters in full Metroid gear, turning you into Samus Aran with an arm cannon-sized excuse to take down anything in your path. For Wilds, we haven't heard much about potential crossovers just yet, But we do know that if you play Monster Hunter now, you can earn some goodies for Wilds, which will help give you an early boost, but it's nothing on the scale of a proper collab yet. By this time in Monster Hunter World's pre-release cycle, we were learning about the Horizon collab. So maybe with the Capcom and Monster Hunter Wilds showcase happening soon, this is where we could learn about any potential upcoming collaborations. To be honest, Capcom have been showing a lot of the game, and it feels like they're stepping into the territory of a bit too much. So we are hoping that they do actually save some massive surprises for launch and post-release content to help keep us hooked. But either way, if they show the whole game or not, we are still going to be there on day one and massively enjoy it. Here at Arekkz Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.